Valentine's, my loves. How are you guys? I missed you. I know we have. I'm gonna keep this too. Okay, you can eat your candy. Close my door and be quiet. I'm making a video, okay? Okay. So, yes. Hello, my loves. I know it's been a long time, but we ran into a problem. And by the title, you can see what that problem is. So, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Now wait. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, so yeah, I am officially, I think I'm 2 months. Y'all, I don't know. Let's count. I had May 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, shy of 2 months, almost, but okay. I'm almost 2 months post-op, and we ran into an accident. So I want to say I started noticing this bump forming on my right, my right butt cheek. I want to say I started noticing it around the 3rd week. Like it was just like a bump or a knot. And I was like, okay, maybe it'll go down. I asked my masseuse about it at first, and he was like, I'm still fresh, so it has to get softened. And I was like, okay. And I asked some other people, and they said the same thing. I was like, okay, it just got to get soft. I got to give it time. I got to trust the process. For me, it just did not sit right. I just felt like something wasn't right. Because, like, my left butt, it was hard, but it was still pressionable. Like, it was still soft. This area was solid as a rock. I don't know why I do that when I say that. But this area was hard. It was hard. It was hot to touch. It was very, very painful. Like when I was officially able to sit, the left butt cheek was fine, but the right one gave me so much pain. It was just like, no, I cannot. So I went on Google and started looking up. So when I started looking up stuff, I just felt like I had fat necrosis. For some reason, I just felt like that's what it was. And so I go look up stuff for fat necrosis. And we chilling, I'm sorry y'all. Y'all my peeps, whatever. So I go look up fat necrosis. And they say it happens because all of the fat, they put 100% of fat in you, only 80% of it is going to take. Now, here's the thing. And Dr. Miami broke it down to me this way, and it made me feel so much better. My masseuse did as well, A Touch of Rome. Y'all remember him. Go check him out because he is great. Very, very informational. He helped me through this whole process, and it was a process. That's why it took me so long to come back, because I was dealing with that. I didn't want to come back dealing with that, and I couldn't stand for so long because my booty was hurting. I was like, I got to deal with this first, and then I'll come back and give y'all a 2-month update. So, Dr. Miami, I got a video on YouTube about fat necrosis. So I looked at the video, and he was like 80%, 100% of the fat will not survive. Only 80% of it will, and it happens to every patient. Here's the difference. With fat necrosis, it can either happen deep, which is deep inside your butt, where you may feel a bump or something when you sit down or whatever, but it's not effective to you. It dissolves on its own. Or fat necrosis can happen at the surface, to where your body is fighting it and doing what it's supposed to do to reject the dead fat, because fat necrosis is just dead fat that did not survive, it did not take. And I would be the one that it happened to surface. So I don't know if I could put videos or pictures in here, but I'll try, and if not, then you guys just can go look at his video because he has it in his, and that's what made me feel better. It was a sucky process because it hurts. Fat necrosis hurt. For me, fat necrosis hurt. It hurted. And this is how it started out. It started out as the bump, which is it happened surface. So it started out as a bump, and the bump got harder, and it put me in the mind of a boil, but just on my butt. So with that, it was like a bump. It got real hard, and this is where my masseuse came in. I told him how it was and what it was, and he told me to start putting green tea bags on my butt. So what I did was I boiled the tea bags, and I took it out and patted it dry, and I put it on the bump, and I put tape around it and just let it stay there. And yes, that means that I had to stop wearing my faja because I was dealing with the fat necrosis, which was very, very upsetting to me because I don't like the way my skin feels without my faja, but I couldn't wear it because I have this big bump on my butt that hurts. Like the pressure, and the fajas don't have pressure on the butt from the BBL, so you know we have room where y'all butts won't get pressed. That hurted, so I couldn't wear my faja. Period. Very upset. So I just been waist training. I have waist trained ever since. Okay, so back with the boy. I put the green tea bags on it, and it brought it to a head. It bust. I dealt with this for today, probably a week ago is when it stopped draining and healed up. So I dealt with it for 3 weeks, putting the tea bag, even when it bust and the infection was draining out. I still continued to put the green tea bags on it, and it bust and came to a head, and the infection or the dead fat, whatever you want to call it, just leaked out. When I say that is so disgusting, like I felt so nasty because it just looked nasty. Like, just imagine, because they put me in the mind of a boil. So just imagine a boil leaking on your butt all day, every day, for 3 weeks. Can you imagine where I was mentally dealing with this? Like, it sucked. But I can say that Dr. Miami and my masseuse really made me feel better because he has a video for the timeline of fat necrosis, and it starts as a boil, it comes to a head, and it busts, and the infection just drains out. You just let your body do what it needs to do. I didn't take any antibiotics. I called my surgery center and told them, and they was like, no, that's not that. And I sent them a picture of it. Nobody ever got back with me. Nobody ever called me. My masseuse told me I needed to call them because it's supposed to be an antibiotic that I was supposed to take. I was trying to get the antibiotic that he said I was supposed to take, and they was like, they're gonna have to talk to the doctor. Never got a call. I dealt with it on my own. I don't want to tell anybody where I went only because of that. Like, again, my doctor is Dr. Torres, amazing guy. He did wonders with this body. But the surgery center, don't, because it's like the customer service sucks. To me, the customer service sucks. I wouldn't recommend anybody to go there. Fat necrosis starts as a boil, or starts as a bump, then it busts, it drains and drains and drains. It took 3 weeks, y'all, of draining. 3 weeks of draining. And it was rough. It was really rough. Going through that was really rough. I did not like that at all. But it drained, and then eventually it stopped draining and closed up. And wow, because it was real big. And as it drained, I could tell it was real big and red. And as it was draining, I can see the surrounding parts of it getting soft, and my skin coming back to being brown because it was red. It was real big and it was red. So now it stopped draining. It's healed up. It's back to the same color as the entire other part of my butt. So I really didn't want to make a video about it because I don't know, I felt ashamed, and I felt like it was something that I did wrong, and I felt like that was I just didn't want to make a video about it, y'all. I just didn't. I just wanted to get through it and go ahead and be like everything was fine. But I felt like I needed to tell y'all because I didn't really see too many videos about fat necrosis, and it's scary because I don't spend all my money and now my booty finna deflate. Like, all my fat finna go away. It's finna die. But I'm here to tell y'all that it is a scary, scary process. Fat necrosis is very, very scary. To me it was because I felt like that. But after watching Dr. Miami's video on it and listening to my masseuse, it starts again as a boil, it drains, and then it heals up, and then it heals over. New fat is formed there. So you can't even tell that you dealt with fat necrosis. That's probably why a lot of people don't say that they dealt with it, because it heals normal, and you still have to deal with the fluff fairy. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really tell. Even now, you can't really tell. You can because it's a scar still there, and it's a little bitty brown spot where the scar was. But I mean, you can't tell. So it's not like it hurt me. It just made my recovery different. Like, I wanted to wear my faja up until 6 weeks. I couldn't. I mean, up until 6 months. I couldn't. I had to waist train because my butt needed air. It needed to drain and do what it needed to do. So, y'all want a body reveal? I don't know. I don't want to do one right now. I don't. Because y'all don't want to do one. Y'all want a body reveal? I'm not dressed for a body reveal. I'm dressed here up. We'll do a body reveal in month 3. How about that? I give y'all one in month 3. Or if you watch, or if you're following my social media, then you can see. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Fat necrosis is very, very scary. It's very, very nerve-wracking, but you can get through it. Just let your body does what it does. Don't mess with it. Don't touch it. Don't go poking. Don't go see no doctors. I've seen a couple videos where girls had fat necrosis and they had to have surgery. I feel like your body is going to do what it's going to do to get rid of it, because that's what happened to me. My body did what it had to do to eject the bad fat that did not make it, and it healed over, and it's perfect, and it's fine, and it's getting soft like the rest of my booty. So, with that being said, this is my little video on fat necrosis. I dealt with it, and I survived it. I survived fat necrosis. You can too. I love you guys. This is it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Follow all my social medias. I am doing better. So yes, love you guys. Bye Valentinas. Bye Valentines. Bye my love.